Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, the time right about now is 29 minutes to 10, and you're welcome to Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. You're welcome to the renewed Women's Voices Leadership Nigeria Project, RWVL-N Project, short form, segment supported by ActionAid Nigeria with funding from Global Affairs Canada. Today on the RWVL-N Project, we have our sisters from FOWMAN. FOWMAN is the Federation of Muslim Women's Associations in Nigeria. We have Aishatu Ibrahim Kilishi, Program Manager, and Fauzia Idris Sayed, Program Officer. How are you? Good morning, sisters. How are you this morning?
We are fine. Good morning to you. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, would like your videos turned on. Oh, want to see you. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Fauzia, we can see. Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hope you're well. Hope you're good.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm excited. I think I'm going to start with Aishatu. Can you talk about the FOWMAN work that you do in Das, Tafawa Balewa, and Bauchi, in strengthening women's economic power through savings and loan groups? What are the key barriers limiting women's participation in income-generating activities? And how is FOWMAN through the RWVL-N project helping women to overcome this? I feel like I've asked so many questions, but you can take them from anywhere.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting FOWMAN to be part of this great opportunity.
It's our honor.
Actually, you see, we have, as women, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, we have serious issues, barriers that really prevent women from access to basic literacy, access to financial literacy, access to economic entirely. So even if you talk about land ownership and so on, we have a lot of issues that really prevented us from moving ahead. So from the barriers, we look at what can we do really to also strengthen the women's participation in financial literacy. What can we do to also see how women come together to build confidence within themselves? How we come together to also look at what they can do to have one voice that can speak, that can advocate, that can also make them to contribute positively for the development of women in the society. So we have looked at one of the key models being practiced all around the world. That is the world model. We see that, yes, if it happens in Tanzania, in other African countries, why don't we look at it and practice it here in the Bauchi state, although it has started in Adamawa and Gombe state. But when we came together, we look at also one challenge that we were having in Tafawa Balewa local government, having crises there and there, religious fighting and so on. So from there, we picked Tafawa Balewa. We picked us because we want to integrate these women. Let them come together. Let them work with women. Let them know their issues, their problem, because it's not a one-person problem. It's the entire community problem. So that is how we started. We engage our key partners in that. That is the way we can. We were able to meet with the women. We formed the association, that is the groups, though it is they are the ones that forms the group by themselves, but we gave them the capacity building and so on. So from there, that is how we started in tackling the barriers.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your response. Thank you so much for your response. I mean, financial literacy, financial independence, financial freedom is so important for us as women, regardless of class, status, religion, culture, tribe. It is so important. So I really love that this is what FOWMAN is doing through the RWVL-N project. My next question for you is, a major achievement of FOWMAN in the RWVL-N project is the establishment of additional savings and loan groups within the communities. Why are these savings and loans associations, will be an important strategy for empowering women economically and improving household livelihoods?
Yes, it helps them to build confidence, as I said. When they are in a group, they build confidence within themselves. They work as a team. They look at their own problems. What can they do to support themselves? So from there, we started to look at how can we, because we started with only 10 per each LGA, but from there, we started to, almost every 2 months, we move to another community. We establish, some are on demand. We have a lot of letters that came to us. They want us to form these associations or groups in their communities. And from there, we started to move and move and move. And one key issue, as I said, is if the women come together, they understand their barriers, they understand their problems. It's not from only one household. Almost every household, they have almost the same problems. The women are redundant, they are not doing anything. Only during the farming season, they go to the farms, and you know, they lack capital. If they don't have capital, how can they be able to also farm and make a lot of profit? So it's really, with the coming of the groups, they know how to go to the palaces, to the district heads to seek for land. To ask for land, to be given the land for them to expand their farming, and also how to get input like the fertilizer and so on, because they are in a group. And also they share their problems, their inner problems. Sometimes it is within the household. So when they look at such problems, they come together, they talk about these problems, the issue of children not in school, the issue of themselves not having literacy. That is why we integrated basic literacy into the groups, because women ask for it. They are yearning to have a basic literacy where they can write their name, they can do basic calculation, they know what they have saved and how they can write their names and put on, even if it is a thumbprint, as their own signature in their papers. So that has led them to really come and said, if those in community A do it, why don't we also do it? So from that collaboration, that coming together to have that synergy, it is there, and it's built them. And they encourage others, they call for others. Even the men, they said, why don't you form these groups to us? We say, no, our focus is our women. First, we having that literacy.
Thank you so much, Aisha. I'm laughing because I'm wondering, why are the men speaking? Look, this is a women thing. Avoid us. Wow. All right, thank you so much for that. This is still Women Radio 91.7, and this is the RWVL-N Project on HerLens on your Women Radio WFM 91.7 with our sisters Aishatu Ibrahim Kilishi, Program Manager, and Fauzia Idris Said, Program Officer from FOWMAN, the Federation of Muslim Women's Associations in Nigeria. I feel like you've even answered my next question, because I was going to ask, what are the other things, you know, that FOWMAN does to ensure that the women build confidence? But you've also talked about basic literacy, you know, for the women, which gives them confidence. At least they can read basic alphabets, basic words, and that gives them the confidence and the skills to be able to make decisions, right, and take control of their economic futures. I'm going to move over to Fauzia. Hi, Fauzia. Where did she go? Hi, Fauzia.
She muted herself.
You're muted, and your video is also off. Maybe I should just continue with you, Aisha, while she comes back. So my next question is, the RWVL-N project is now expanding into Plateau State, right? Where FOWMAN will engage women's groups and facilitate the formation of additional savings and loan associations. Now, what lessons have you garnered from Bauchi State that will inform the next phase of implementation in Plateau State?
We have learned so many things during these activities. Number one, if you look at the capacity building, these women, their capacity has been built. think they can do so many things. They can come together, that is in terms of basic literacy, the business skills, and so on. So we are looking at going to Plateau. We can expand more on that. We can also support them in terms of seeing that, yes, these people have also benefited from what we have been doing as a team in Bauchi State. Two, there is also social transformation. When we say social transformation, what we mean is how can these women work as a team? How can we have that peace, inner peace, that can talk about peace building within the community? How can they stop these youths from all forms of violence? So we have tried it in Tafawa Balewa, as I said, and it has worked. They integrating, they are working as a team, they partner in their businesses. One is buying from the other person. Despite their differences, they work together, they mingle together, they have that confidence. I said, yes, later. So that is why we see is a very key important thing, that social transformation, to move that to. From that, we'll be able to, even if it is 1 or 2 communities, we'll be able to see maybe the changes. If the women can change, the entire society will change.
Absolutely.
Because that, yes, because that the women will be talking, and they have that voice, they have that confidence, they have that strength that can confront anybody to say to what you are causing in our community, enough is enough. And that is what we want to see in Plateau, what we want to see in those communities that will move in Plateau. So, and also from the social transformation, we are also looking at empowerment. Women, most of the time, we are not empowered. We are not empowered because looking at the savings and credit management, women manage their own groups, they manage their own savings, they impose some leadership skills and accountability in that. Because most of the time when we look at the men are saying, women, you only spend money, you don't know how to speak for money. So then we want to disabuse that statement.
Mentality, yeah.
Women can save, women can work, women can look for money, women can also do all the transformational activities around businesses. Only the opportunities we are not given. So if we have that opportunity, and if we have that transformation, we'll be able to move forward. And that is what we are looking in Plateau. We want to move what we have learned from our communities, that is in Bauchi, and also to Plateau State, not only to Plateau State, to many other states, but we have peculiar problems, Bauchi and Plateau, because we are almost like one family. But why all these issues are coming now? We really want to work harder to ensure that all the aspects that we have learned, we already have those plans that we can be able to mitigate all those barriers.
Thank you so much. I really, really like that answer. You know what you said, women? I don't think that women only spend, though. I think that women are one of the most hardworking people that I've met. So when you say all we do, if we really check it, Aisha, too, the money that we're spending, is it not for the family? Is it not food we're buying?
They say we can spend, but they don't know all what we are spending is within the family.
Yes,
within the family.
Absolutely.
And we have one culture here that is most of the time when a woman is about to put to bed, that is to get back, she changes her entire room.
Okay.
Yes, that's why they see it as a waste of resources, because within 2-3 years, the women change their parlor, they change their inner room, and so on. But we see, looking at that, with the empowerment, with the capacity building, the women can use that resources to expand their businesses instead of using that resources to just use it as the men see it, as we are only
spending their money.
their income.
Yeah,
Thank you
well
so much.
said, well said. Thank you so much, Aisha. So
Yes.
I'm going to ask thank you, Fauzia.
Yes.
Welcome back. We were looking for you. My last question is now going to go to you. Looking ahead, right? What lasting change would someone like to see in the lives of women, their families, and their communities as a result of the RWVL project and the partnerships supporting it?
All right. Good morning once again. So, what we would love to see in the lives of these women is for them to improve from where we have met them now. We already for the past 5 years during the WVL project, we've already seen empowerment, progress,
Right.
savings, all those businesses already there with the women. Now we're looking at how these women can start producing collectively. Like instead of them doing a business individually, let them start a collective business that they can expand to other states, not just the Bauchi state or just Plateau state. Let it be an interstate business that these women can own. That, like, for them to own a company or organization that they can go far and wide. This is what we love to see. And if it's possible, since our women are saving so much, like their saving is massive, we would love to see them start like microfinance bank. Already they're running something similar in a very small way, but we would love to see them being institutionalized, something that is recognized. Even people from around can just go in, get some loan, a software, and then process everything. That they can stand on their own, do all this on their own. Just that we'll just be seeing it from aside, and then that will really make us proud. I'm really hoping to see these women have their own microfinance bank. These women start producing, like for this community, this LGA, they're already into rice farming and processing. So I would love to see them sending bags of rice that is taking their name outside the state. And for those that are doing granite oil, I would love to see that also. And we're working towards that.
I really love it. One thing I always joke and say, one thing the Nigerian women do, or women all over the world, is achieve. And when hearing you speak about women owning a microfinance bank, that's an audacious dream, to have. But I believe that, with the power of collaboration, like you've well said, we can all come together to, the men are doing it. They come together to have businesses. So
Yes.
why not we ourselves as women coming together to own banks, own buildings, own states, maybe even own communities? Aisha, I feel like you want to say something.
Yes, I quite agree with you, because women now, if they have the money, they will just be thinking of only having maybe a house for themselves. What about looking at the future? What about branding and said this is the business of Aisha or Pauzia or in that community that is well known like other part. Although we have started seeing such in Kano, but we want to see it really here in Bauchi, because Kano is the commercial city, but still we need to do more if we want to see more women into that businesses.
Absolutely. Fauzia, I have one more question for you, actually. But any of you, if you would like, can you share a story or an experience from the field that, stood out for you, inspired you in the course of this project?
Fauzia, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I have so many, but there is one that really stood out for me.
Okay.
And I always give that story out because it's touching, actually. So there is, during when we started, in 2021, we started with EGEL, a community in this LGA. And then there were 17 in number. They started their VSL, running the VSL. The minimum deposit then was 200 Naira as at 2021. Okay. So there's this woman that always goes to the meeting without depositing anything. She have been going for 2 months. She have never deposited, which is 8 sitting. And she've never deposited even the 200 Naira, which is the minimum deposit. So on our monitoring, they complained that one person is not depositing and she's been coming and she didn't withdraw. we had an interaction with her that she doesn't have anything. She doesn't have business. She doesn't have a capital. She cannot deposit because they barely eat. Like if they eat twice a day, that's like glory.
Oh dear.
So, and the policy of the group is that they won't give loan to those who
Who
does
don't
not have
deposit.
capital.
Mm.
So we intervened. We requested the group to give her loan to start something. We being the grantors, if she defaults, that we'll find a way to pay the group back. Since we're not giving them anything, they source their funding themselves. So they gave her, I think it's around 5,000. They gave her something like that, just minimum money, and she started a business. So for the remaining of the cycle, to cut the story short, it was a 9-month cycle. So she just deposited. She's been making deposits for 7 months. At the end of the cycle, during a share out, I assisted the woman in shedding tears, actually. The woman got 35,000 naira as her deposit, what she deposited, and a profit of almost 30,000 naira. This woman was in tears. She was just in tears, and I asked her, why are you shedding tears? She was like, don't you remember me? I was the one that couldn't save anything. I couldn't start anything. And you who intervened, they gave me this loan. I started, this is what I see, I'm able to save. This is my money. I've never held 20,000 naira of my own, my entire life. Like, that was heart-touching, actually. And could you believe, now that I'm talking to you, this woman have 2 grinding machines in her house. Her children have been sent back to school. She even gave a loan to her. She gave capital to her husband.
Wow!
Business aside from his organizing business. So like this is one that really stood out for me.
Yeah.
From zero to something tangible.
Yes. Wow. Wow. I'm even inspired. Who says that women, like I said, who says the Nigerian women can't achieve anything? Just give, they say, give us a seed. You will get a whole forest. You get a garden once you give women that. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the program. I'm so inspired. FOWMAN, thank you for the work that you are doing in Northern Nigeria, excuse me, to strengthen women's economic empowerment by addressing barriers that limit women's participation in income-generating activities. We really, 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 really wish FOWMAN all the best. The Renewed Women's Voices Leadership Nigeria project is supported by ActionAid Nigeria, like I said at the beginning, with funding from Global Affairs Canada. Once again, we thank our sisters from FOWMAN, the Federation of Muslim Women's Associations in Nigeria, Aishatu Ibrahim Kilishi, Program Manager, and Fauzia Idris Said, Program Officer. Many thanks to the production team of the Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation, Oreoluwa Owolabi, Emmanuel Ononade, and the executive producer, Tom Okiwale Shanaya. Ladies, once again, thank you so much for coming on the program. Wishing you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate Women Radio, we appreciate ActionAid, and all the partners that we work together with them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is still Women Radio 91.7 FM. Up next is Radio Doctor. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.